That's my actual SNES, and it is currently running a category all by itself known as CPU percent. Yes, it's a real category. Why? I don't know. Why not? All categories are made up. So CPU percent is the game just runs by itself. Whenever a CPU wins, it's just whoever can get a game of CPUs to win the best. It's 100% RNG and luck based. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So we just have it running, right? We're just gonna keep going for the world record while it's over there, because why not? Hopefully we don't need time for it or sound for it, because we're chilling out to some game shops. Okay, so we have all those categories. Don't use the numpad. Okay, so now we go back to our SNES and rewatch, and we keep going through our RAM. We try and find more addresses that it could be, and then we try and correlate these addresses to data. And once we know, we need this going. Please go. All right. Then we shall know what... And then we can start seeing what modifies these. So if we watch it change up until this point, then we know it's for, in fact, in-game time. If it's something like button presses or amount of time, or if it doesn't start changing until a certain point, then we can watch it. So that's why we're going to put all of these categories. We're going to add it. So this is the great thing. I have RAM Watch, right? So RAM Watch we're going to pull up while running the game on these specific addresses, which now I've realized are not running right now. Yo! Bullet Bill! Hello and welcome. Unfortunately, I'm currently speedrunning a game and don't want to lose the timer that just started. But I promise you at the end of this run, for CPU percent, I will show you our raid hype. I need to figure out a way in which I can add that comfortably, in which isn't going to cause issues with speedrunners and their moderators. I'll figure it out. I'll just have to like leave it in a location, then use motion so it stays on screen. It'll be good. I got a plan. I didn't think about this when I started doing this. But thank you so much, Bullet Bill. Yo, Pikmin! Heck yeah. Dude, so I never played Pikmin 1. But I got Pikmin 2 out of a like sale box at like Target or something. I don't know. GameStop, Game Force. And fell in love with it. It was just like so enjoyable and immersive, and watching the Pikmin 3 run at GDQ was awesome. Hope you had a good stream. Thank you. It's so nice to see you. How have you been, my friend? Hello, and Raiders as well with Bullet Bill. I am the Pied Piper. We're currently trying to break Jeopardy for the SNES, for the Super Nintendo. We're trying to make it so it will always give us the same categories. That way we don't have to learn anything. We just have to learn 10 categories in a final Jeopardy. I also didn't think about double Jeopardy. Will that always be the same? We're going to have to play through a game to find out. Otherwise, we might just... But honestly, I'm happy enough if we can RNG manipulate the first 5 categories. If we can do that, I'm happy. We can deal with second and double Jeopardy and final Jeopardy RNG manip later. We're gonna start with this one. We're gonna what's that one? We'll cross that. We'll burn that bridge when we get there. We'll duck under that hurdle once it approaches. So I'm just currently going over RAM. So this is RAM within the game on the memory. And so it's everything, and we're currently comparing it to 2 different save states within the game. I'm looking for anything that's red and static, because that determines what our categories are. I've been good. I tried to beat Pikmin 1 in 10 days. The run was bad, but I still managed to get 11 days. Yo, that's awesome. How many hours? Like 2 a day, so like 22, or? Oh, wait. You mean in-day games. That makes so much more sense. That's really cool. That's really neat. Yeah. There's a lot of time stuff. So that means all the... What's like the ratio? Like how long is an in-game day? Do you know? And oh, so the other thing, so I have to scroll wheel this. I can't like do this because it's so, well, actually we can. Let's do this. Ready? Now that I know what's going on, we're going to configure it so we can have background thing. Hotkeys, controls, enable. Where is the thing? I need it to do it. So yes, enable run in background. That's what we want. Okay. And then we're going to enable background input too. This means I can touch other things and go through it. It's about 15 minutes. Okay. Okay. 3 hours. That's pretty good. Are you going to try and keep like knocking it down, or are you like looking up guides, or are you just doing it for fun and challenging yourself? Okay, let's do that. All right, cool. All right, I didn't see any red in there. Also, I might be going too fast. I think I'm going too fast. Ooh, that's a problem too. Okay. Oh, saw red. But this is the red that we already know, right? No, that's different red, but it's all moving, so we don't care about it. Okay. Ah, man. That's interesting. Okay. Up. Okay, that's one that we already have. That's the one that I think is our default. KT, I'm back and working on an outfit. Like in real life? Like you were like sewing or something? Or when I'm pushing myself to figure out an 8-day run now after I start looking into actual speedrun, but that might not be for a long time. That's fair. No, that's very impressive. I love routing. Like, I think it's like one of the coolest things, but I'm always like, I don't think I have time or anything. But I started doing it with Strider a little bit to try and figure out some cool zips that we could do. And I discovered nothing, but it was fun to like just mess around in game. And it's kind of is what led to me being like, yo, let's try and figure out how to do more routing. So I already have all these recorded. I'm going to have to actually write these down, or I could just screenshot it. Let's just screenshot it. Because, well, no, it's fine. Yeah, no, I know how hexadecimal works. All right. Yeah, see, there's no way that we saw everything going the other way. Oh, no, I think I missed something. Oh, well, we're not going to stop. All right, we're actually making progress. I don't really know enough about this where I can, like... Wait, can I just do check misaligned? No, how do I do... There's got to be a way to see only red, right? Like, there's got to be a filter option. I just don't know how. Because, like, it's like I can't filter at the top because, like, those are changing. And, like, we're going to end up with a bunch of zeros. Okay, we don't care about any of this because this didn't change either time. So, how's this super... welcome to Super Scroller through RAM. There's got to be a better way to do this, but who knows? Oh, man, I messed up. Yesterday, I remember sitting on the couch and being like, oh, man, that's a funny story. I should tell it on stream tomorrow. And I was like, I should write it down like I used to. And I'm like, no, you'll remember. I know better. I know better. Ugh, awful. Are you running on an emulator? Did Pikmin 1 come out on GameCube as well? Or is it on like N64? I feel like it's got to be on like early GameCube. Game's got too much going on for the 64. So next time I'll be live, by the way. It should actually be downstairs. Should be Friday, and we're gonna do Learn Chikaizo. It's on GameCube. Yeah. Oh yeah, I could see that. I got GameCube a little late. I got GameCube when it was on sale for like $99.99 at GameStop. So that was like 3 years after it came out. But I thought everything was brand new when I got it. I was ecstatic. I love the GameCube. GameCube's got some of my favorite games. Favorite Zelda, Wind Waker. Favorite Mario, maybe. I will say I really do like Odyssey. But it's definitely got the best. Like, no argument, best Paper Mario. Thousand Year Door, best Paper Mario. I will debate whether or not, like, I like Should Be Sweaty and say that Melee's the best, but I will say that I really do like Ultimate. And Ultimate. So Ultimate and Odyssey might be the first time, right? We've had 2 Nintendo consoles that haven't been like, wow. And to me, on like the Zelda and like franchises. But like, Breath of the Wild's great, but Wind Waker still hits it harder for me. I like, honestly, I still like Melee. Melee's better than Brawl. There are things that I like about Smash 4, but like, I think Ultimate perfected everything that was wrong in Smash 4, except Meta Knight. Because Meta Knight was great broken. No, wait, Meta Knight was broken in Brawl and then fixed in 4. So I blame 4 on that. That's why 4 is worse. Right there. That's like me. I gotta look at 4 again. 4 still has good stuff, right? I have it on my 3DS and my Wii U. Man, I haven't played that in so long. Because, like, one of the things I really remember about enjoying about Melee is the amount of one-player content between events was really fun. I like the challenges. I like the individual target practice. That was really cool. Like, learning to wall jump with Link was some of the coolest stuff. Had to catch myself. Definitely almost cursed again. We're only $3 in for the first stream. That's not bad. I might have to up it to 5. Honestly, which is gonna be crazy. Or maybe we'll do, I don't know, I don't want to do like an odd number. It'd be like $3. Just feels awkward, but like also I shouldn't spend outside my limit, but we'll see. If you're prone to flashing lights, I don't know if staring at these numbers is gonna be good for you. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's one of these, like, 22 that we have. Oh, sorry, yeah. I do not know what a Go-Go Boy is. I read that and then forgot. You're good. I'm being hypnotized by these numbers. I watched a bunch of, there's a very specific Food Race remix that I remember watching and laughing out loud forever ago, and I have no idea what it was. And I've like listened to so many Food Race remixes at this point. Oh my god, they're still in single Jeopardy at 13 minutes. What a trash run. Just restart it and then do the raid hype. But I'm curious. I don't really know what a good time for that is right now though. It just feels like 13 plus is trash. Oh my god. We're only halfway through. Okay, you know what? I think we found it. I think I found all the ones. So I'm a go-go. Wait! I'm following. Like a go-go dancer? Yes. Yes. I didn't, yeah, so I know go-go dancing. I never thought of like go-go boy. And then also we've been talking about video games, so my brain was like, oh, go-go boy. That sounds like, you know, it's like a video game to go. And then my brain also went to like go girl, like the penis things. The funnels for the ladies so that they can unzip their pants and pee like a boy. Shiwi. Well, there's different names for them. Because there's different brands. Because, like, there's the Go Girl, which is the gotechgirl.com for their website, which I'm not advertised by them, but that exists. And then, like, yeah, they also have the Shiwi. There's different brands. I don't think there's, like, a specific name for them. I guess Shiwi's the original one. But, like, I don't think there's, like, a wiki for them. You know, like, I think the proper term for them is a funnel, which, like, I'm not gonna be like a funnel. You know what I mean? That just sounds weird. All right. All right, so we're gonna exit out of this, and now I'm going to make a tools. All right, RAM watch, and now we're gonna add some new values. You guys aren't gonna see this right away, because it's fine. 7E065E. That's fine. It's signed, I think, and 2. Okay, can I do a range? I cannot, that sucks. Oh wait, you can see this. Never mind, that's great. I just dropped my controller. But, so you're making an outfit for your go-go dancing, I'm guessing? So, some like modifying and some, okay. So I'm going to copy that much of it and then do 0.8. And then 2 bytes, add. And then new. And now we got to do 0A. Because hexadecimal. And bytes. And then 0 Charlie. Okay. And 0 echo. Whoops, I need to adjust these. That's fine. We'll edit them later. And then echo. Now we can start to echo, then foxtrot, then 2-0. Okay. No, sorry. 9-0. Wait, what? No, 3, 2, 1. A lot just happened. All right, and then 10. Perfect. And now 12. Can I do N? Heck yeah. And then 14. And 15, 16. And N. And 18. And then N. And then... also, you're gonna notice that thing's gonna... Here, I'm gonna turn that off for a sec, because that's gonna flash because I have background inputs on, so every time I push a button, it turns something on or off. So we're just gonna go like that for a sec, and then we're just gonna look at the RAM watch as I put it in. Alright, sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate the raid. Enjoy your lurk. Then 1 alpha. And then new. And then 1 Charlie. And then new. And then 1 echo again. Okay, and now new. And now we can do 2. And then 22. Because we're going to 36. Because those all change. So, boom. 36. Oh, why am I doing that? 22. New. 24. New. 26. New. 28. New. 30. New. And, oh, I skipped a bunch. Whoops. 20A. And 20 Charlie. And 20 Echo. And now we're on 30. And now 32. And 34. And 36. And as far as we know, these are all these right here, all these we know were in fact not changing after we confirmed it, but had changed between the two versions that had different categories. So that could mean a lot of things. So we're gonna put this right here, and then we're gonna pull the game up again, and I'm gonna try and turn everything on that I accidentally turned off. Okay, so there's the game. Missing a ton of stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A, B. All right, we should be good now. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn off the background input because that caused issues. It's great for other things. All right. What was it? How did I do this? Config? Controls? Speed, hotkeys, video, emulation. Enable background. Okay, now that I turn that off. That's interesting. Why does the mouse show up like that? Can this be, like, used? Oh. No, which one is it? This one. Okay, we should be good now. All right. So, we're going to restart. So, Control R. All right. Dot oops. Okay, now we're going to watch all these values, right? We're going to see when they change and when they stop. And if they stop as soon as we do character select, then we know that that is for sure. Okay, so they've already all changed. Okay, that's interesting. But we had already decided. What the heck? What the heck? Okay. Well, we had already decided and figured out that definitely wasn't from the initial start. So that means that there's a different one. I don't think it's any of these. Wait. The most important one I forgot is up here. Okay. Okay. I wasn't looking at all of them. That makes me feel better. Okay. Control R. Whoops. Okay. Okay. I don't know what we're going to do with this info yet. Well, I sort of do, actually. Because hopefully it starts changing. Okay, that's so exciting. Okay, we definitely found which bit determines the RNG. And it's based off 2 different factors, that means. Okay, all right. Oh, this is exciting. We just gotta figure out what is causing it to change, but it is based off the start, which means that there are 2 points of very important inputs that decide RNG, which is when we choose to start the game and when we choose to select our character. Okay? Oh, that means nothing, our name doesn't matter, our character doesn't matter. The only thing that matters now is pushing start at the same time. Which now the question is, how humanly possible is it to come up with the same number twice? Oh, that's so exciting. Okay. So, right, let's do it right when the red is in that. Sure. Okay, it is based on time because it is now a larger number based off of everything else. So there might be other ways in which we can do this. And the other thing is, so frames, I think this game probably runs at 60 frames per second, which isn't too bad. So frame perfect inputs at the beginning based on timing. So I wonder, we might have to use audio cues based on the beginning, which would probably be the best way, which means that we'd have to stop the music, which is fine. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can recreate it on visual cues and timing alone. Okay, so we're gonna do a Control R, and then all right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I don't have the initial input though. That's the problem. I didn't actually time that properly because I don't know when I'm able to push it. But we now know. I wonder, okay, so now I wonder if I can manipulate it by adding it and changing it. So, right, so let's load an F5. or F6 or F8. F8. So, all right. So F8. Okay. All right. So F8, the value is 10240. All right. So we know that the value 10240 equals department stores, Saints, sports trivia, mythology, right? No, that's not right. Sorry. That one's garbage. We're not using that one anymore, right? Right? What do you mean? Who are you? Is this the one that equals the other thing? No, okay, F8 does equal that. Okay. Wait! Oh my god, wait. The value changed, did it? Or am I crazy? Where's my mouse? Okay, there it is. Okay, so we know that this then therefore is in fact... I got really confused because I was looking at different Jeopardy games. Alright. Is in fact the game 10241. Okay. I don't like, that's huge. Okay. Also, they're almost done, which means the predictions should be in. Alrighty, because I only did 10. We might extend it to 20 just for fun. He usually drove the Black Beauty. No idea. Okay, they have 4 categories left. It's gonna take them some time. Okay. This is so exciting. Now, how do I replicate it? As a human. I know how we could make a Taz do it. Which also, I think I might make a Taz for this game. We might dive into Taz soon. Because why not? How hard can it be? Okay. Can I insert that file into it? That's what I want to know. So if I go Control R. Can I change this value? Tools. RAM search old. Input macro editor. What's this mean? No? No. So actually, the crazy thing is, I was almost on point with the reset and starting at the same point, but I didn't realize that my first start also affected it. So it is timing based. All right, as soon as this run's done, though, we're going to do the raid hype. Be right back because I needed some water and a bathroom break. But we've made progress. I've learned things. And I'm really excited about it. And there's like 2 things left. Final Jeopardy takes like 2 minutes. These guys are so slow. Alright, Final Jeopardy. Yo, Final Jeopardy. See, it takes forever. I wonder if I can input things to make it go faster. Like start will actually kick that over quicker. That's how they have such slower times. Or maybe they just have really good RNG. Because like 2.5 minutes is huge. Like I'm getting consistently either really bad RNG or I'm missing inputs that I need that I don't know about. Compared CPU percent. Just let the CPUs do it. Alright. And then Liz. From 1965. Shanna Alexander. I don't know who that is. Jim. You're right. Good job, Jim. Liz. You're right. Good job, Liz. All right, Liz is in the lead. Can Jenny take it? Oh, no. Liz wins. That means everybody gets their points refunded. Liz is our new champion.